All right, Mike here, and we're in Artist Alley. Now, I've mentioned before that in Artist Alley you meet a lot of talented people, but very rarely do we get a chance to actually meet some pretty legendary characters here. Sir, please introduce yourself.
Well, my name's Craig Boldman, and I'm a writer and artist for Archie Comics. I have worked on the newspaper strip for many years and the Jughead comic book for many, many years.
Now we're talking, just so people at home know, we're talking the original, the real Archie, not like, what was it, Archie 2099 or Archie Me. You're responsible for, I grew up reading your books.
Well,
I mean, really, when some of the first books my parents ever bought for me, because I had ADD when I was a kid. I couldn't sit still, but my parents figured out when they put a comic book in my hand, I was good.
Well, I think, I think that was sort of my story to some degree too. I mean, Archie's been around for like 80 years.
Oh yeah.
But I think everybody at some point or another when they were a kid read Archie comics.
Oh, I guarantee everybody worth their grain of salt who's got any kind of comic books has that dozen, half dozen, or in my case, last time I checked, probably about 30, 40, the old Archie comic books.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
And I mean, it's such an iconic character. Where did you how did you come up with the stories?
The stories actually are pretty easy. When I'm doing the Jughead comic book, it's a great system. Generally, it would have 4 stories per issue. Sometimes we would break out of that format, but 4 stories per issue, and so it broke down to like a story a week that I would write. And invariably, at some point while I'm writing a story, the idea for the next story comes to me. So I just jot that down, and when one story's out the door, the next story is waiting for me. I don't know how that worked, and I always tried not to analyze it too carefully because I was afraid it would stop working if I did.
Now, how did you separate the process between the weekly or the strips and a comic book?
It was pretty easy to separate them out because the thinking process is very different. We never did extended storylines, or very rarely did extended storylines in the newspaper strip. It was always just a gag-a-day type strip. And you just rely on the characters. Each of the characters has their own specific character traits, and I would try to get that done first thing in the morning. I would try to get it done before 9 o'clock in the morning and get that out the door.
Oh, that's way more than I get done before 9 o'clock in the morning.
But the beauty of a strip like that is once the idea sparks into your head, it's pretty much done. I mean, you just write it down because you know how the characters are going to talk and how they. I mean, once you have the idea, really these characters are so well defined that they really sort of write themselves. All you have to do is figure out what they're going to do, and then they sort of, in your head, tell you how they're going to do it. They really do. I mean, you always hear writers say the characters, they sort of take control of the stories. But I mean, I can attest to that. They really sort of do that. You sort of come up with the story concept and then wind up these characters and let them go, and they just sort of play out how they're going to do it.
Because you can imagine to yourself, there is no way Archie would ever, you might come up with an idea, but you know yourself, Archie would never say that. He would never do that.
That's right. Yeah, you just know what they will and won't do. I mean, that's how it works.
Well, I have to tell you, sir, on behalf of guys my age who grew up reading comic books, thank you for being. I gotta tell you, because I really did. I mean, the Archie comic books was such a huge part of my life. I mowed lawns, got allowance, rode to the drugstore, and I had my Superman and my Spider-Man, but I always picked up Archie, and I didn't care that they were reading the super cool Batmans. I'm like, I don't care. I love my Archie comic books, and it was an absolute pleasure to meet you.
You too. Thank you.
For anyone who's ever watched the show before, one of my favorite parts of any convention, especially here at Gem City, is Artist Alley. You find some of the most unique, beautiful pieces of work you could ever find anywhere. And not only that, you get to find and meet some of the most interesting people. I mean, you never know who you're going to turn around and meet.
No, I was waiting. I was waiting for it. I was waiting for it. That's all.
Hello, sir. I'm Michael with Underground Video Network.
Hi.
It is a pleasure to meet you, total stranger.
I am Rob Liefeld.
You are my hero. Can you draw me a Spider-Man?
I can't. Only can draw Deadpool and Cable.
I'll take a cable. Here we are.
2 hours later.
Everybody who's watched the show knows Peanut. For what, we got you on the opposite side of the table. Well, look at this. It's like a family reunion.
Is it a family reunion?
It is like a family reunion. Look at everybody here.
See, I'm not comfortable. We don't have a couch. That's what I need, man. I need to shoot the show with a couch.
Oh, man. Yeah, that's right. And
like, if you magically make a couch appear, I'm just gonna be like, okay, this is totally.
It can happen.
It can happen.
No, like I said,
edit a couch in.
You gentlemen are officially on the clock, so tell me a little bit about what you have going on.
Go ahead, Jake.
Wow. Well, I'm a freelance artist. I specialize in superhero stuff, basically. I'm usually at conventions trying to peddle my wares. We got, I don't know, commissions, we got prints, we got sketch cards. It goes down, it goes down. And I've drawn a whole bunch of comics, but for some reason I don't have any on my table. Isn't that crazy?
I got some good news for you. We just came from upstairs at the auction.
Yeah?
It's all good.
Yes, how much was it?
I've never played it. Never messed with it.
$28 your sketch went for. Boom, brother, boom.
What's up right there?
He totally just Lucased me into like Boba Fett or something right now. I got nothing going on right now. Boba Fett's just like, I can't, he's useless to me, Dad, you know. But no, congratulations. Yes, thanks to this gentleman right here. Man, $28.
I was like, yeah, come to the table and spend that kind of money. That's what's
we're gonna go ahead and let you guys get back to work.
All right, man. All right, yo.
Jake, it was good.
Take it easy.
UndergroundVideoNetwork.com. Watch, he has like something else flash by, or the.
So you gonna have his website flash by on our stuff?
I'm out.
That's how we do everything. You know the blowing up's happening right now, because I know it's 0 to end.